attack, fast fatal heart impact, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and packs. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty, hello everybody. This is Kiru's show here, and now. Whenever we last left off, we had Izuku Midoriya. Or let me just say this real quick. I know a lot of people have been requesting me to restart the what ifs I currently have on hold at the moment. And the reason why I'm uploading another part to this right now is because of what question I asked at the end of part 26 of Bond Deku, and instead of recording the Ultra Instinct what if, I asked a poll, or I made a poll asking about that one, how the story should go. If Deku should go on his own path, or if he should follow the story of canon. And surprisingly, a lot of you want him to follow the story of canon. Personally, I thought that there was a lot more hero Dekus with Ultra Instinct than there should be. And UA and Ultra Instinct, that Deku is OP even by my standards. Now, with that being said, let us begin. It is currently 4 AM, and Midoriya and Toga have to go to UA in a couple of hours. And then you do have Ochako, our new little friend. She's been trying to learn a bit more about her quirk. Or at least the quirk All For One has given her. As far as she knows, it increased her power. She can now lift and move objects, well, without touching them. It's insane. And this quirk seems to be quite powerful. However, she is unaware as to what to even properly call it. Now, with that, we will cut over to Midoriya, who is currently at least finishing up his little list of quirks. Kirigiri. Yes, Midoriya. I need you to give this list to All For One. Alright. Exactly why do you want me to give him this list? It's a list of quirks I will need, and finding them will be very vital. Interesting. May I ask why? Well, it's quite simple. The number one hero is going to be at GUA. And if I can catch him off guard, I might be able to stir up something inside of his head. The man's former mentor, Nana Shimura. She was killed right before his very eyes, was she not? I believe so. Yes, so something like that must be very traumatic. Even then. If I'm able to get in his head and mess around with things a bit more, I can slowly begin to drive him crazy. If he believes that not only can he see Nana Shimura, hear her, feel her, and touch her, the man might absolutely lose his mind. And if we're able to reveal that he attempted to murder a villain, and that he's been injured and working on the job like crazy, eventually we can begin to strip away that title. Slowly chip away at it. It's quite easy. But why not just initiate your plan all at once? This does not make sense. Oh, it's simple. Those quirks I'm going to need for it. How would you feel if you had the ultimate power? A quirk strong enough that you can do anything you want with it. Think about that. Then think about being so helpless you have to watch everyone in front of you die. It's going to be psychologically scarring. Then, Your dead mentor, the one who trained you, basically act as a surrogate father and or mother. They start appearing to you once again, only for you to lose them once you just got them back. It will shatter him. It will break him. This isn't just about revenge, Kirigiri. It's about sending a message. No man is invincible. You break his spirit, you can break the man. Then, he has permission to die. Whenever he's just a shell of his former self, just like that little skeleton. Then, Midoriya is saying with a smirk on his face, that only can he watch him squirm. Now, with that, the list is handed over to All for One. Midoriya and Toga do actually get back to their homes. Being able to slip in, get dressed, shower, not in that order. Being able to slip into their homes, shower, get dressed for UA, and eat breakfast. Now, with that, they then do head off and arrive for their first day. Now, after that happens, Midoriya actually does walk in. As soon as he does walk in, you'd have a lot of people staring at him. And then you have Bakugo, who, instead of being angry that Midoriya is there, he is confused and kind of surprised. That idiot actually got into UA? The hell? Oh, he's quirkless, so he's probably just in general studies. Midoriya then just walking in, and taking a seat right behind Bakugo. Ida trying to walk up and ask him several questions. Meanwhile, we do have inside Bakugo's head. What the hell? How did this quirkless idiot get in here? Crap. It makes no sense. But even then, he probably scored the lowest, right? No. No, if he took the combat portion, he would probably have a lot more damage on him. Shit. Does that mean he has a quirk? And even then, it's probably offensive. Ida beginning to try and ask him questions about his abilities. Oh, my quirk. My quirk is sound waves. Sound waves? I've never heard of that quirk before. Now, with Midoriya stating the name of his quirk, you do have another familiar face. Or unfamiliar to Midoriya. A girl with earphone jacks on her ears walks up to him and asks him the question. Sound waves? Really? How does your quirk work exactly? Oh, my quirk is kind of easy. I just aim out with my palm and boom. I'm able to disperse them through any part of my body. In fact, I've been trying to work on a way of moving with them. Then again, I usually do try and hold back with a quirk. It's hard, especially since I just figured out how to use it. It's weird. I didn't really know how to activate it though. Alright. Still sort of cool though. But what about yours? Oh, I just plug my earphone jacks in anything I can. And, well, then I sort of just am able to disperse them. You have to connect your earphone jacks in order to use your quirk? Well, yeah. That's not trying to sound rude to you, but that sounds kind of bad or dangerous. Well, think about it like this. If a villain wanted to take you down, they could probably just aim for your earphone jacks. In fact, I think you might want to be careful with who you tell that information to. Midoriya making a note in the back of his mind. This girl and her quirk, earphone jack. Cut off her earlobes, and she's basically quirkless. Fascinating. a quirk you can actually remove. Unlike that guy with 4 arms and his mutation. Then again, that bird guy is kind of weird too. If he has the abilities of what? A hawk or... no, a crow, possibly. That might be an interesting thing to keep an eye on. Now, with that, everyone does sit down after Aizawa does stand up. And roll is called. Everyone is here, except for a particular brown-haired girl. And they do try and get confirmation. After it is revealed that she is late for UA, and that she may not be coming since she's not even on campus, Aizawa does one single thing. He walks out the door, kind of confusing everyone. Going to Class 1B and taking the highest ranking student from that class and pulling them into Class 1A. Filling in the gap, which is how Toga is now in Class 1A. Before he does state that now they shall continue. Ida going on to ask exactly what did he just do. I filled a vacancy. If none of you can take this school serious enough, how do you expect us to believe you're going to be serious pros? Ida arguing that they should have at least called and made sure that she was alright. Actually, your name was... What's your name, Four Eyes? My name? My name is Tenya Ida. Wait, aren't you and Genuine's younger brother? How did you know? You have engines sticking out of the back of your calves. Not many heroes like that, bud. And, well, your face. Midoriya pointing to Eraserhead, saying, it looks very familiar. I can't put my eye on it. There's something there. Now, as Midoriya goes on stating that, Aizawa basically explains that now they are going to be taking a quirk apprehension test. And this is whenever they are told to go to the locker rooms and change. Whenever everyone does actually get out there, or at least let's go to the locker rooms. Midoriya, he is getting changed. Hearing about everyone and learning about their quirks a little bit more. That guy with a scar on his face. Particularly interesting. If he's not mistaken, that kid might be Todoroki. All for One did actually specify that Endeavor's son was going to the school, and that he might have a dual quirk ability. So, factoring out everyone else, this kid's unique. I'll probably need to try and talk with him later. Now, with that being said, this is whenever everyone does get changed and step outside. And Midoriya, he is told that he shall be going first. Pissing Bakugo off. How the hell did this guy get first? Oh, it's easy, Bakugo. Midoriya turning around, with an eerie look on his face, as it begins to distort, and look like it's melting, along with blood pouring from his eyes. Bakugo falling backwards for a second, before Midoriya just asks him what's wrong. Are you alright, man? You look like you just saw a ghost. What? How the... Did anyone else just see that? See what? Midoriya looking around confused. And, at least, silently laughing to himself. So it does work. This is gonna be a lot easier than he thought. He's gonna make Bakugo lose his damn mind. Now, with that being said, Midoriya actually does throw the ball. And this is how he does it. He throws it without his quirk and gets roughly around, let's at least say 50 to 70 meters. And then whenever he does actually have to use his quirk, Midoriya just begins by letting sound waves build up in both of his hands, letting the ball float upwards into the air a little bit. Whenever enough sound waves can keep it up, Midoriya brings his hand up into the air and over, being able to press the ball down. As soon as Midoriya is able to bring his hands together, he begins to increase the range of his quirk, from around 20 to 50%. Midoriya's hands visibly vibrating. And whenever Midoriya does actually amp it up to 100, this is how he does it. He immediately just throws his hands both up into the air and at a 45-degree angle, before not only releasing his left hand, but turning the quirk off in his left hand as he pulls his palm away. That 100% force on both sides of the ball suddenly becoming 0 on one side, and the ball gets blasted away. Now, with that, Midoriya, he gets first. And the ball flies, let's say at least, roughly 2,000 to 3,000 meters. It would have eventually hit a building, or at least hit something. Probably some guy in a park. Who knows? Anyways, now, with that being said, we do actually cut back to Midoriya, who's standing there and at least shaking off his hands. That was very unpleasant. Now, then we have the 50-meter dash. Whenever it does begin, Midoriya immediately just blast out the sound waves out of his feet at 100%, being able to not only move himself forwards, but destroy the path behind him. Now, the amount of force keeps Ida off of his feet long enough for Midoriya to get first place. Ida gets a worse time, and so does Bakugo. When it comes to the strength test, Midoriya is able to score at least somewhat average. Now, Midoriya can score sometimes first and sometimes third or fourth in some of these categories. However, he's only allowing himself to score first in the categories that he can use his quirk on, and keeping his true strength hidden. Now, with that being said, Midoriya, I want to say would place somewhere around roughly about 5th to 6th in the entire quirk apprehension test. Meanwhile, Mineta, he would be told that he is going to have to pack up his stuff and leave UA, which kind of does surprise everybody. And Midoriya does immediately understand who this guy is. This guy really is Eraserhead, the anti-quirk hero. He prefers to work as a stealth guy, so it makes sense. Then that means that All Might, he's the number one hero. If they do quirk apprehension test, most likely eventually they're going to have to fight somebody. Then again, those cities, you can easily repurpose them. All Might's our combat instructor, isn't he? Now, with that being said, eventually the school day does end. And Midoriya, he actually does want to talk to Todoroki. Excuse me. I'm sorry. You're Midoriya, right? Why, yes, I am. Listen, I wanted to see if you would want to talk to me for a second. Interesting. And what would you like to talk about? Well, I want to talk about you in particular. Your name is Todoroki Shoto, right? Yes. And you are Endeavor's son. That is correct. Midoriya using his quirk, going on to state that he can understand that nasty scar his father gave him. It's kind of interesting. Todoroki bringing his hand up and covering that side of his face, saying that Midoriya knows nothing about what happened. Before Todoroki does look up and see the hallucination. Midoriya going on a state, actually, he can see it vividly, as if it were his own memories. Todoroki Shoto, 4 years old. You wanted to become a pro hero. All Might inspired you, not your father, is that correct? What are you on about? Listen to me. You refuse to use one side of your quirk, isn't that right? A Todoroki popping up behind Midoriya with both sides of his quirk activated. Before Midoriya goes on stating that he wants to get revenge on his father. But becoming a pro hero and only using one side of your quirk, one day you are going to realize how useless that is. And not just that. There's what happened with your older brother Toya Todoroki. Todoroki being able to audibly hear sounds that sound like burning and someone screaming. As Todoroki actually does, so I begin to start tearing up. Midoriya goes on stating, you can see it now, can't you? One day, you are going to become a pro hero. That's your little dream, isn't it? Or is it just a dream he has sent through you? What are you on about? Listen to me, Todoroki. Midoriya getting directly in his face and going to state that your father wants you to become a pro hero. Is that really what you want to do? Even though you're going through your little rebellion, you're still listening to him. One day you're going to use that fire. And as soon as you do, what's going to happen then? You'll always be remembered as Endeavor's little project, his little weapon. But I have a little arrangement for you. What are you on about? Listen, you want to get back at your father, don't you? In fact, I know exactly what you want to do. You want to murder your father. That feeling, that rage, I've felt it before. I've been there before. What exactly are you? Oh, me. I guess you can call me the one who gives you the sales pitch. Listen, how about you go about your own path? You work on your own. You become one of us. Join us, Todoroki. Not only can you get your revenge, but I think there's someone who wants to see you. This confusing Todoroki. Exactly who would that be? Well, truth be told, I have 2 quirks. One of them allows me to use the sound waves. The other one allows me to project hallucinations, based on what the individual's seen, heard, or felt. I can look through your head and create hallucinations based on your worst fears, people you love, or places that you've even seen. And, well, one of these things stood out whenever I looked into somebody's head. You were there, Todoroki. You see, your brother Toya Todoroki. He's on our side. But he goes by Dobby now. And your brother's quirk is cremation, am I correct? Just like Dobby. Now, this completely shocks Todoroki. His older brother is alive. That can't be possible. Endeavor would have told them, right? All this time he thought his brother was dead. No. No, his brother is dead. You are lying to me. Am I? Well, hang on. Midoriya making a phone call, and the two waiting for a second. A portal opening before Midoriya basically walks them through it. Then, there they are in the bar. Toya getting up and looking at Todoroki. Why, hello there, little brother. Long time no see. Toya? That can't really be you. Oh, but it is. him going off to list their mother's maiden name, her birthday, her favorite flowers, and a childhood memory. Exactly what happened to him? Whenever his father was trying to train him, his quirk went out of control. A fire user's quirk. Todoroki finishing the statement by saying, but an ice user's body. Ding, ding, ding. You win, little brother. Now, with that, Todoroki, he just begins to speak with his older brother, learning a bit more about what they exactly do here. Meanwhile, Midoriya does actually leave and try to catch up with somebody. Now, today was very short. Whenever Mineta left was actually the end of the day. So, let's at least see where this all goes. Now, he begins to try and retrace Mineta's steps, and eventually he does find Mineta at a nearby park, explaining to him that he has wasted potential, and that being a pro hero is overrated. Mineta not really caring. In fact, he's just going to give up on his dreams and, most likely, try and go to a different school. Now, Midoriya explains to him that that will not work, and that Mineta, his quirk might be suited for something different. In fact, it might be very useful for something that they are going to do soon. Midoriya asking Mineta if he would like to join them. Join you? Why? Who are you, anyways? The League of Villains. In fact, I believe that you can actually get stronger. We can change you. Faster, tougher, stronger. And Midoriya going on to add this, especially because Mineta would probably, well, this would be his ticket. Midoriya going on to state that they can make him desirable to any female. And, most likely, he will have his own fans. Mineta kind of shocked. With how he is now, being a hero and, well, his dream, that's basically out the fucking window. And this guy's basically saying that he can still achieve it somehow? He can one day have his own harem? He immediately agrees. Now, with that being said, I do believe that that is a good point to lead this part off of. And I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing night. Catch you guys in the next part.